Twitch drama. Now I know not all of you are in the loop, so let me like bring you guys back to the loop of what happened for the past couple of days. I've been busy. Let's talk a little bit about this. 2 days ago, Twitch released a new policy change. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. There's a new policy change on Twitch. Alright, so they allow artistic nudity. What is artistic nudity? They allow nudity as long as it's not real. As long as it's not real, it's something that's like drawn, alright? For a lot of VTubers, what happened is they went and go crazy on that afterwards, right? So it's kind of crazy. Yeah, basically it's art, anything that's not real. Anything that's not real, they basically allow it. These are basically the stuff. Let me see if I can read all of these posts. So quite a lot of things actually. So changes certain content now allowed with labels. So artistic nudity permitted under sexual themes label. So basically you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to like draw art that's like sexual, but you have to like label your stream to be like 18 plus or whatever, right? The title has to have something for people to know. Alright, for people to know to not click on. So game nudity, contextual labels necessary. Body painting, I don't even know they have this. Acceptable with appropriate label. Mature games, label generally covers content, stream visibility impacted by content labels. So a lot of this policy was pretty crazy. So what happened is a lot of VTubers, they went and do something crazy. They try and push the boundaries. They push all the way in the boundaries and try to move forward as much as they can. This girl right here, okay, luckily is censored. This is going to be one of a VTuber, alright? So she basically got banned. It's a VTuber, Marina, and a few other people as well. They actually got banned because of that. So it caused a little bit of drama because a lot of people try to push the boundaries. They try to be naked and stuff. Can be a little bit too much for kids, right? People are saying, yo, Twitch has a lot of kids. But what about kids? What about these kids? What about 6-year-old kids? 6-year-old kids go to Twitch. Like, how many of you guys here think that there's a lot of kids on Twitch? Okay, so that's the thing, right? So it's something that's always going to be something that's extremely scary, right? Today, they roll back everything. They decided to roll back everything. They think this is too much. Upon reflection, we have decided that we went too far with the change. Alright? Twitch is rolling back their recent artistic nudity policy changes. So you can see, they basically changed back everything. So the drama that's been happening over the past couple of days is now over. Alright, it's now over. Effective today, we are rolling back the artistic nudity changes. Moving forward, depictions of real or fictional nudity won't be allowed on Twitch, regardless of the medium. This restriction does not apply to mature rated games. Okay? You can find emote-specific standards for nudity sexual content in the emote guidelines. We aren't making other changes to the updated sexual content policy. So yeah, there's that as well. We are in the process of pushing out updates to our community guideline that reflect this change. It will take a few days for both this blog and for the new community guidelines to be translated. While I wish we would have predicted this outcome, part of our job is to make adjustments that serve the community. I apologize for the confusion that this update has caused. So basically, they are reverting back the entire thing. So that's pretty much the drama that's been happening for the last couple of days. Pretty crazy. Alright. No more artistic nudity. Yeah, apparently they are rolling it back. Let's see. Full breakdown. We've gotten feedback that our policies around sexual content are unclear. So we have drawn clearer boundaries. Okay, this is the earlier part of what they did a couple of days ago. So what about now? On Wednesday, we updated our sexual content policy. Our primary goal is making these updates was to make our guidelines easier to understand and enforce. Part of this update included changes to how we treat fictionalized nudity. For years, through user voice and in conversations, we heard from artists that our content policies were limiting. In making this update, we were trying to be responsive to these requests and allow the thriving artist community on Twitch to utilize the human form in their art. First, we want to make clear that some streamers, in response to this update, created content that was in violation of our new policy. We have worked quickly to remove that content and issue channel enforcements. However, there are also a great deal of new content that was allowed under the updated policy. Much of the content created has been met with community concern. These are concerns we share. Upon reflection, we decided that we went too far with this change. Digital depictions of nudity present a unique challenge. AI can be used to create realistic images, and it can be hard to distinguish between digital art and photography. Okay, so AI is a thing, right? Effective today, we are rolling back the artistic nudity changes. Moving forward, depictions of real or fictional nudity won't be allowed on Twitch, regardless of the medium. Okay, so now they don't allow it anymore. So you can't have nudity, regardless if it's real or fictional. This restriction does not apply to mature rated games. So there's that. We are in the process of pushing out our updates to our community guidelines that reflect this change. It will take a few days for both this blog and for the new community guidelines to be translated. While I wish we would have predicted this outcome, part of our job is to make adjustments that serve the community. I apologize for the confusion this update has caused. Okay. So Dan Clancy is the, I believe he's the CEO of Twitch or something. But yeah, they are reverting everything, which is actually pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. You go to Twitch art section, like I go to other site, Twitch is not safe for work anymore. Yeah, that's the thing that I see people argue a lot about, right? I've seen people argue about Twitch has to be safe for work, but then there's a lot of people that came out, a lot of streamers that actually came out and say, why does Twitch need to be safe for work? Because to be honest, YouTube has something similar as well, right? YouTube, actually there are some, I don't know if, I never really searched this before, but people say that you can find porn on YouTube. I'm not sure. And you can definitely find porn on Twitter, right? And on Instagram probably. So why does Twitch has to like be treated differently, right? I think that's kind of true in a way. Again, if you have kids, you probably shouldn't let them use social media as much. That's the thing. Like it's not the social media platform to protect your kids from watching some things, right? Like it's going to be everywhere. But I do think that Twitch recommends you more. Like YouTube has those things, but I don't think you can. I don't think you are being recommended those things on your homepage. You definitely, I doubt YouTube actually recommends those things. So there are those things on YouTube, but you have to search them. So Twitch is a bit different. Twitch, like you can get recommended in your homepage, so that's going to be a bit scary. Properly labeled, the content shouldn't show up as a recommendation. That's something that I feel like they need to fix. To be fair, I don't think kids should be watching Twitch anyways. I don't know. I don't think kids should be on Twitch. Since Twitch is live, maybe that's why. But why is that a thing though? Why does it matter if it's live or not live, right? Live or video, it doesn't really matter. Hookers on Twitch? Yeah, I mean like that's a thing. And you cannot blame the hawkers the hawkers, because the hawkers needs to they will always go to Twitch. Like how many of you guys have been to Instagram and has been to Twitter, and you have seen like some of these girls, they go there to promote their OnlyFans, right? That's why that's why a lot of these girls are on Twitch as well. No kids under age 12 should be allowed on the internet. And that's the thing, Twitch, I think Twitch's rule and YouTube's rule and Facebook rule, all the guidelines are 13 and above, right? So most of them are 13 and above. Right now with how Twitch is favoring these shameless cam girls move over, I don't think it's that big of a deal for me, right? I don't really watch, I don't really care. For me, I follow a very simple rule, personally. This is for me personally, right? If I don't like something, I just don't watch it. That's all. Like if I feel like something is offensive for me, I just don't watch it, right? If I go to YouTube and I see a YouTube channel that I don't like, I've seen some YouTube channel that's been recommended to me where they like torture the animals and then they pretend to save them, but they actually torture them first. Yeah, I just click don't recommend me ever again. So yeah, it's like whatever, you're always going to get people like that do things for views. Like yeah, it's never going to change.